Hello there! Today I'm going to show you a little exclusive insight into an upcoming Source Engine game to be sold on Steam. People who follow me on Twitter have probably seen me joking about this: Day of Defeat Vietnam. Now, unfortunately, this isn't a thing. But what is a thing is Military Conflict Vietnam, which is essentially Day of Defeat Vietnam. Or at least that is my first association, because it looks pretty similar to Day of Defeat. It's a Source Engine shooter, it's a military game, and you fight for control points. It is Day of Defeat Source dragged into the Vietnam War and then coupled with a few more modern elements. Sprinkle in a bit more insurgency, take a few more casual elements with leveling and stuff, but not for unlocking weapons, just for showing how cool your rank is, how good you are. Maybe take this with cool sound elements from Call of Duty, you know, the nice parts from back in the olden days, Call of Duty 4, you know, when it still wasn't over the top. But kick out the annoying stuff. There's no kill streaks, it's just boots on the ground gameplay. There are no helicopters above. The most amazing thing you'll see here is an artillery strike, and that is bone-chilling because it really goes boom. The developers of Military Conflict Vietnam were nice enough to give me access to this pre-alpha build, and I participated in several gameplay tests, and I must say, it's a riot. Of course, there are still a lot of things to fix, but what I'm seeing so far is very enjoyable. You got the regular conquest mode where you fight from control points. You got, of course, deathmatch and team deathmatch and capture the flag. And those standard things are so far pretty fun. But there are more game modes coming. There's demolition and other things coming. They even discussed a few game modes that they even haven't thought of yet. Basically a push mode, kind of payload matches with a tank through a city. Just an idea I had, and they liked it. It is very interesting to see development of a game take place live and be, I don't want to say involved with it, but I can give my feedback, and other people gave their feedback. Friends of mine are with it too. Zool, you probably know him from the Counter-Strike Classic Offensive. He also gave his feedback, and this is being discussed, this is being implemented, and then with the next playtest you see the results. That's amazing. Although my first association was Day of Defeat in Vietnam, the developers themselves were more inspired by games like Viet Cong. And unlike Rising Storm 2 Vietnam, this game will more focus on high-intensity close-quarter combat. As it is still a pre-alpha, I won't go into too much detail on the things that don't look so great yet, because there is still improvement coming. But one thing they already got down pretty well are most of the weapon animations. They are paying attention to a lot of tiny details. For example, it does make a difference whether you're completely out of ammunition or if they're still around in the chamber. Or let's say this shotgun. When you fire just one round, you only reload one round and don't just reload both rounds. This is just a tiny thing, but a lot of games do not have this type of detail. Apart from the level of detail they pay attention to, it's also the sheer amount of weapons that you can choose. You not only have the classic Vietnam-era weapons, but you also got a bunch of World War II leftovers that are here. One thing I really like is that they also pay attention to not only the United States, but also the South Vietnamese army, and later they also want to introduce the Anzac troops. And of course, you got the specific weapons for them. So you got everything from a Springfield bolt-action rifle to an M16. And the same counts for the communist forces. You got World War II stock, and you got the very modern AKMs. You got your rocket launchers and grenade launchers, and very fun things like landmines with tripwires. The weapons are distributed amongst the different classes, although there is a lot of overlap. You got your regular soldier, you got the medic, you got the radio man who can call in airstrikes, or mortar strikes rather, you got your trusty sniper class, and of course you got the engineer and machine gunner. The machine gunner is rather self-explanatory, and the engineer can set up the aforementioned landmines, or use things like a flamethrower or rocket launcher. And all this combined makes for some kick-ass gameplay, even if it's just in the alpha stages. So this isn't a full review, more a little preview or first impressions video from my side to show you this is in development, and it is something you probably want to follow because it looks pretty interesting if you're a fan of such games. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you when this game will officially come out. It has been in development since 2016, and as of late I think they'll be making rapid progress, so it can't be that long anymore. As for the price range at which this game will be sold, It will be somewhere around 20 euros or dollars, maybe a bit less, we will see. I just mean, they do have a lot of competition out there. What is definitely a point in their favor is the fact that they have already stated this is a one price thing, there are no additional costs in there, you just buy it and get the game, and they say they definitely have plans for future content. And I mean, I've been talking to them, these guys are full of ideas, it's just crazy. If they can even realize half of the stuff, you've got enough content for the next 5 years. Additionally, there will be community content. This is an officially licensed product by Valve, so there's workshop integration, and it's of course the source engine, so creating custom maps and stuff is very easy. If you want to port your Day of Defeat maps, no problem, that can be easily done. And with that prospect for the future, I think I'll wrap up this little preview video for Military Conflict Vietnam. All the relevant links to the game are in the video description down below. Go check them out, this is definitely a game to follow. I hope you enjoyed this quick look at an upcoming Source Engine game. If you did, you know what I would like you to do. Give the video a like, consider subscribing for future content, and if you absolutely love what we do, why not support us on Patreon, as our supporters there got to see this video well in advance. Our wonderful supporters are Lone Wolf, Zat Gladys, Cookie, Theto, Harrison Steffens, Plasma, Tome, Rainbow Flash, Grislever, Strange Module, Cop Fighter, Inter, Charles Surratt, Albany Knight, Sir K, Ramgilama, Zane, and Scourge Warrior. To them and everyone else, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Until then, have a nice day, and as always, goodbye and guten Tag.